After 5 intense days of testing in Barcelona, Lewis Hamilton finally shared his first impressions of Ferrari's new SF-26. And his verdict? He loves it. The 7-time world champion described the 2026 Formula One cars as more fun to drive than anything he's experienced in years. That alone turned heads across the paddock. But what really caught attention was how he explained the way the car behaves on track. Hamilton said the SF-26 feels oversteery, snappy, and ready to slide. For many drivers, that might sound like a problem. For Hamilton, it's exactly what he's been missing. Let's take a closer look at what he meant. When asked about the new generation of cars, Hamilton said they're actually more enjoyable to drive. They move around more, they slide, they react quickly. But most importantly, they're easier to control. These aren't the words of a driver struggling to adapt. They're the words of someone rediscovering the thrill of driving at the limit. So what does oversteery and snappy really mean? In simple terms, oversteer happens when the rear of the car loses grip before the front. The back starts to step out, and the car feels like it wants to spin. A snappy car is one where this happens fast, without much warning. On paper, that sounds difficult, but Hamilton added something crucial. This time, when the car slides, it gives the driver a chance to catch it. There's feedback, there's time to react, and that makes all the difference. This is a huge shift from the previous generation of cars. From 2022 to 2025, the ground effect machines were incredibly quick, but when they lost grip, it happened instantly. No warning, no chance to save it. The car would simply snap away. Many drivers, including Hamilton, found that frustrating. The cars felt disconnected, more like machines on rails than tools you could truly control. The new 2026 regulations have changed that feeling completely. With reduced downforce and simpler aerodynamics, the cars now have less overall grip, but in return, they're more progressive. They communicate with the driver. They warn you when you're approaching the limit, and when they slide, they do it in a way that can be managed. This is what Hamilton means when he says the cars are more fun. They reward bravery. They reward skill. They bring car control back into the spotlight. The driver becomes an artist again, not just a passenger. Hamilton also pointed out the noticeable drop in downforce compared to previous years. Slower corner speeds might sound like a step backward, but in reality, it opens the door for real talent to shine. In the last era, the cars were so fast that the differences between drivers were tiny. Now, with less grip and more movement, the best drivers can make a bigger impact, and that suits Hamilton perfectly. The Barcelona test also brought rain, and while most teams stayed inside the garage, Hamilton headed straight out onto the wet track. He explained why. Last season, the first time he drove a Ferrari in wet conditions was during an actual race, and it was incredibly difficult. This time, he wanted to learn early, to prepare, to gain experience before it really mattered. It showed a driver thinking ahead, planning for every scenario. Reliability has also been a major positive for Ferrari. On Thursday morning alone, Hamilton completed 85 laps, something he described as amazing. Across the full 5 days, Ferrari racked up over 440 laps in total, second only to Mercedes. That's a strong performance for a brand new car and a brand new power unit. Still, not everything has been quiet in the paddock. Sky F1 reporter Craig Slater revealed that people from rival teams have been calling the Ferrari a handful, fast but tricky, a car that demands precision and careful setup. But Hamilton doesn't seem worried. On the final day of testing, Hamilton set the fastest lap of the entire week, a 1:16.348, beating George Russell's Mercedes by a tenth of a second. If the SF-26 is difficult, Hamilton appears to be mastering it already. The partnership with Charles Leclerc is also developing strongly. Hamilton explained that his focus is on listening, learning, and working together. Both drivers sit down, discuss the positives and the problems, and push each other forward. That's how championship teams are built. 2 drivers, 1 goal. He also spoke about the atmosphere inside Ferrari. According to Hamilton, there's a stronger winning mentality across the team than ever before. Every engineer, every mechanic, everyone is fully locked in. Because in Formula One, having a fast car isn't enough. Success comes from unity, motivation, and belief. And from Hamilton's perspective, Ferrari finally has all three.
The new power unit regulations have completely reshaped Formula One. Electrical power has nearly tripled, forcing drivers to think carefully about how they use their energy throughout each lap. Every acceleration now comes with a decision. Every push has a cost. Add to that the introduction of active aerodynamics, wings that move during the lap to reduce drag and increase speed, and the challenge becomes even greater. But Hamilton is no stranger to change. Across his career, he's lived through 5 major regulation overhauls. He knows how to adapt, he knows how to learn quickly, and most importantly, he knows how to find the limit. Formula One has always been about the relationship between man and machine. In recent years, the technology took control. The cars became so advanced that the driver's influence began to fade into the background. But 2026 marks a turning point. With less downforce, more movement, and complex energy management, the balance has shifted back toward the driver. Now, skill matters more than ever. The driver must fight the car, feel it, control it. And that's exactly the environment where Hamilton thrives. Of course, Ferrari isn't alone in this battle. Mercedes has looked strong in testing. George Russell and young talent Kimi Antonelli impressed in the W7, and the team completed more laps than anyone else in Barcelona. They appear confident, prepared, dangerous. And Hamilton knows them better than anyone. He spent more than a decade at Mercedes, winning 6 of his 7 world championships there. He understands their strengths,